clean that out. It's from doing my hair right there. Freedom, freedom. Here. Hello. No, I'm not. Yeah, we just hang out. I have the best chat room on Periscope. You guys make it the best chat room. You guys are so awesome with your commentary and how funny you are, and your observations is just, it's hilarious. And how I can be talking about one thing, but you guys are completely talking about something else. It's like a freedom chat room. Mostly sex, because we're all perverts. The women are more perverts than the men. I think this is the only chat room where there's more women perverts than men perverts. Women perverts rock. Who just got greenlit by some what? Yeah. Yeah, my usuals. This place is like Cheers. I've never watched Cheers. No, it's not like Cheers, because I never watched it. It didn't look very good. But I know the premise. Hot dad. Fuck you, hot dad. Okay, Anthony. Yeah. Everyone knows everyone's name. Yep. About my childhood. See, here I am being the bartender. Instead of like cracking open a bottle of beer right now, I'm the guy what's the guy's name behind the counter at Cheers? The bartender. That's me. And you guys are like all the customers sitting around talking. Sam. I'm Sam. You're Cliff? See, I don't know because I never saw the show. You're Norm? There you go, Amy Carla. You got it. Makeup time. It's so crazy. The girls that wear the most makeup all the time are the ones that are breaking out terrible all the time. It's like, if we would all just put that fucking makeup down, we wouldn't have to do all this prep work. It's a vicious cycle. Who did? Thank you. I wish Bare Minerals worked. Thank you. About the so many talents, writing and makeup and all that. Thanks. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. You did, Leanne? Oh, you're cute, Leanne. Okay, Amy, see you soon. It's okay. I've been really tingly. Thanks. I am such a fast reader. I never knew this. Never mind. Never mind. I was going to point out who I'm a faster reader than. Someone that I think is super, super smart. And, like, I really look up to him. And like his intelligence, and we were both reading something one day, and I was like switching the pages on my phone, and he was like so far behind. But I was like, oh my god, I read so much faster than him. Like lightning speed faster. I was like, ooh, it made me feel good. Hope it wasn't Trump. Read shaming. I mean, I wasn't trying to. Then I slowed way down because I realized what was going on. I felt bad. I don't think I've ever told you guys this, but that's all I used to do when I was a kid. You know, we didn't have phones. We didn't have cell phones. So that's all there was to do, was to read books. I mean, yeah, you can play, you know, but how much can you really play? It gets old, right? Like hide and seek, this, and plus I was an only child for a long time. Even when my sister was born, it was 9 years difference. She was a baby. So I was, you know, basically an only child type of lifestyle. And there's only so much you can do as an only child when it comes to playing, you know, like play with my dolls. and that's it basically. So it was like, what do I do? And so I read all the time, and I would easily read a book a night, easy, if not a book and a half a night. And that's all I did. I read all the time. I mean, I read hundreds of books as a child. And I mean regular books, you know, like regular thick books. At first, you know, it was books like Boxcar Children, stuff like that, Goosebumps, and then I graduated to other books. So I think that's what I would have to attribute it to, is that I read all the time. Nancy Drew, I read all the time, every single day. That's why you're super intelligent, little weird. Thank you, Lindsay. Babysitters Club, yep. I prefer ebooks now. I don't read though anymore. Like, I mean, I read on my phone, like, but I don't read books anymore, which is a shame because I learned so much from books, just so much. Reading books gave me a lot of insight to other people's lives, you know, the way other people live, like, you know, how detectives live, how moms live, how, you know what my favorite books were? V.C. Andrews. I was crazy about V.C. Andrews. I read every single V.C. Andrews book, every single one. It was very interesting to, and I mean, I was reading those by the time I was probably, I don't know, 9, maybe 10. But it was just so interesting to me to see people's lives that I would have no idea about as a kid, you know? It was so interesting to me. So I've had that fascination with the old-timey, you know, stuff taking place way back in the day type of stuff. I've had that fascination since I was little. Her books were better when it was her writing it, not a ghostwriter. Did you guys read all the time too when you were little? Before phones? Phones have been awesome. The internet's been awesome, but at the same time, it's also been a great disservice to all of us. What are the kids called that are below millennials, that are younger than millennials? They're called, what's the name of them? Gen Y. Generation Y. I feel bad for X or Y. X, Z. I feel bad for Generation Alphabet, because they will never know what it was like before. I feel bad for the baby boomers, and I feel bad for the ones above us, and I feel bad for the ones below us. I think we are the luckiest generation ever in history because we got to experience life before the internet took over, and we got to experience life with the internet, because both are equally awesome, but just in very different ways. But we got to have both of those through both very pivotal points of our lives. We got to have our almost entire childhood without internet interfering with it. I mean, there was technically internet, you know, but not, you guys know what I mean, not the way it is now, where it's completely consumed our lives. So we got to experience both, which is amazing. It's crazy. It's so crazy. And this younger generation now, they'll never know what that was like to have a childhood without an iPad like this, you know? Like now we all do it, right? Like now we're all obsessed. And I can't blame them. But it's crazy. It's crazy that, and it affects it affects you. It really affects you. Like my little sister's a perfect example. You know, because of me reading all the time, because of me watching movies and television shows all the time, because of my imagination and this and that, and just looking out the window and observing things and observing life and really paying attention to things outside of my little bubble here. With me being able to do that, I was able to, like, I knew I could tell you how to get to my grandma's house probably from the time I was 4 years old. I could get all the way from Woodburn, Indiana to Fort Wayne by the time I was 4. If I were to get in a stranger's car and they said, I'm taking you to your grandma's house, how do we get there? I could have told you by the time I was 4 years old. When I was giving her driving lesson, we were 2 blocks away from my grandma's house. I said, okay, because she said, where do you want me to drive? I said, drive to grandma's. She didn't know how to get there. Do you know why? Because she had her Game Boy all the time, like this, growing up. She did not look out the window. She had no idea how to get there. Another one was, we were on a plane, we were on our way to a hotel, and she asked me if there was a bathroom in the hotel room. She didn't know that there was bathrooms in there, because the internet is amazing in a lot of ways. Like, she knows a lot of information I don't know, you know, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good example. Maybe the latest thing that Hillary said or Trump said, because she's so internet, you know, like all the time. You know, something like that I may not know, or that the general public may not know, because she knows where to look online. But she didn't even know that there was a bathroom in a hotel room. And it's like, I had never stayed in hotels growing up either, but I knew that because I didn't live just right here, you know, just on this side of the internet, or on this game, or on this show on my iPad, you know, like I was completely an observer to the world. So even though her and I are both millennials, she's, you know, on the way other side of the spectrum of millennial. So, I mean, even Peter's a millennial. He's 36. I think that's the cutoff, is how old he is, or a year above how old he is. This is why I can't scope and do my makeup at the same time. Look, I haven't gotten anything done. All I've done is spot tree so far. If I wasn't on with you guys, I'd be almost done with my whole makeup routine. Goddamn. Put lipstick on and be done. My wife is telling me what to do. Thanks, Jesse. For sure. Oh, Natalie, you're so sweet, honey. So, yes, Ballaristica. Thanks, Browning. Oh, you're beautiful. Is that you? Hola, is that you? Oh my God, look at all these beautiful women. Hi, Sinclair, is that you? Are these all you? Oh my God. Wow. No, you are East Coast. Holy shit. Tracy, oh my man, you got... Well, hello, ladies. Thank you. My wife is telling me to stop flirting. How you doing? Myra's just catfishing. My beautiful Myra. Hey to you, Sinclair. How old are you, Sinclair? Yeah, I did. I think I've stopped bleeding. I think so. So I'm good to get down whenever you ladies are. Are any of you girls in Indiana? No, you're perfect. You are gorgeous. You're perfect. Joanna. You're in Cincinnati? That's not that far. Come to Pennsylvania. Blush. I do believe I'm blushing. Of course you're in Florida. All the gorgeous girls are in Florida. Ooh, Buffalo. Oh my gosh, I have friends in Buffalo, New York. They have 2 kids now. They are the sweetest in the world. Oh my God, that is such an honor. I love it when women say that. You're the only woman I would sleep with. And I would treat you right too. You wouldn't regret it. Aww, thank you. Oh man. Hi, Pooh Girl. Oh my God, what? I'm loving this open chat. Oh my God. Yeah, I have tried Unique. Are you a Unique representative? No, you're my woman crush. Natalie said I was only loyal for 12 hours. Thank you. I looked back at my older scopes, and that was the #1 compliment people would give me, is my necklace. I mean, it's not this one, it's a different one now, but that was the #1 thing, which I look back and I think that's so interesting. Generation X is 64 to 76. Oh, no, we weren't talking about well, I mean, we were for a few moments talking about the older generation. But are you guys the same way? I mean, if you remember, TV was bad back when we were kids. It was bad. There wasn't anything on. We had like Baywatch. That's what we had. We had Baywatch, Star Trek. I'm just naming the shows that I was stuck with because my dad watched. Baywatch and Star Trek. Maybe there were good shows, but I didn't know it because I had to watch what my parents were watching. MASH, and what was on? There was nothing on. We did have Saved by the Bell. I'll give us that. We had Saved by the Bell. We had TGIF. But I don't think we had TGIF until I was older. The cartoons were better then. That's true. I loved the car. I didn't watch Melrose or 90210. Darren says Baywatch was interesting. I didn't like Roseanne back then, but now I love it. Now I'm crazy about it. I think I didn't like Roseanne until I got out of that class. Like, I was like, oh my God. It's tough to be a poor person watching poor people. It was like, I couldn't do it. I'm like, why would I watch what I already struggle with? Like, I already am hungry and not having food, and my dad's getting laid off. I'm like, I don't want to watch their struggles when I'm dealing with our struggles. But then once I got into porn and I had money, then I was like, okay, now I can give this a shot, now that I didn't have to worry about bills anymore. Married with Children was good. Golden Girls. Oh, I loved Golden Girls. Was anyone a Golden Girl fanatic like I was? I was crazy about that show. There was great money in porn for me. I wouldn't suggest that women get into it because money is not everything at all. It's not. But it worked out in my benefit. But I mean, I came from a really extremely broken childhood. So, that's why I made the choices that I made. But I would not recommend that even for girls that had a broken childhood, because it seems like the best choice at the time. But in the long run, it can just make life a lot more difficult. Yeah, I'm putting concealer on my face. Well, my mom passed away and my biological dad passed away, but I still talk to my stepdad, yeah. repaired our relationship. I mean, well, I can't really say we repaired it. We just don't talk about it. We don't talk about the past. But we're gonna have to, because I'm writing a book about it, and I would like him to read the book before I publish it. And I have a feeling he's probably never gonna talk to me again. So I'm not looking forward to that. Peter's the best choice for what? Whenever I finish it, Solitary Educated, whenever I finish it. I'll show you a picture, Peter. Hold on. These are all the most recent ones after when I just went to Los Angeles. Here's one of us at, thank you. Here's one of us at sushi. Yeah, sushi, which, oh my God, I can't wait to get some sushi again. He is so handsome, so handsome. I love him. I love him so much. He is the love of my life, for sure. When we had a really, we've had a lot of ups and downs the last few years, and you guys knew me on Periscope while I talked about him, and I always said, even when we were split up, even when we didn't talk at all for like a year, I always said he was the love of my life. And for those of you that have been here since the beginning, you know that. And there's another one of us. This is right before I went brunette. That's just chilling. Chilling. Oh my God, look, he doesn't have his hat on. I think I'm the only person that gets to see him without his hat on. I think he's so handsome without his hat. And here's us at the Venice canals. And that's all. I mean, I have more, but that's all I'm going to show. Get married. Peter doesn't want marriage or kids. He made that very clear from the beginning. He's not a marriage kids person. So that's something. You know, I've also been open with him and telling him that I'm not sure. I've been open with him about that. So we've both been very open and honest with each other. You know, but I can tell you, thank you about the tub. I can tell you what is better for me. It's always better for me to date someone that doesn't want it than someone that does. Because I definitely don't want any right now. So it's way easier to date someone that doesn't want kids, because if I date, and trust me, most people I've dated are people that do want kids, and they pressure me. You wouldn't think that men pressure, but if I date a guy that wants kids, this is when I leave a man. Every boyfriend I've had, as soon as they start proposing, talking about proposing or have proposed, I'm out the door. I leave. And so it's nice for a change to date someone that I know isn't going to do that, because it really takes the pressure off. Yeah, we are. Which, I mean, we are. Yeah. Aw, thanks East Coast and Anthony. Thank you. One of the reasons that I'm really scared to have kids is because of how my mom was with me. And my biggest fear is turning out like my mom. And one of the biggest reasons I don't have kids is because I'm scared that I would treat my kids like my mom treated me. That's one of my biggest fears and one of the biggest reasons I don't want to have kids. Everyone tells me that. Even my therapists tell me, they're like, you're not her, you know, you're not her at all. I mean, she was a schizophrenic. She was very sick. But it's still, even if it's an irrational fear, it's still a fear. Regardless if I'm cognizant or not. Thanks, guys. Yeah, just Cal. You're afraid of tigers. Yeah, Virginia. See, that's what people tell me. Yes, it is, Sizzle. Yes, it is. Thanks, Jojo. Yeah, just Cal. It's tough. I am good with my little sister. I could be better. I could be better. Hi, June. Thanks, East Coast. Leanne, what? Oh my gosh, yes. Yes, he did. That baby loved throwing up on me. He's like, you want to hold me? Here's some puke. Chase loves a good spit up. Hey, United Kingdom. I mean, I have about 10 years before, I mean, technically I have even longer than that, because you can have a baby at any age now with the way that science works. But you know, it gets more dangerous or whatever. But I have 10 good years to decide. It would not be with Peter, though. He is 100%. He's not just saying that. He's not one of those guys that says he doesn't want kids and then it's going to change. He does not ever want kids. So that's something that I have to decide and figure out for myself. Thanks, Aaron. Why? Well, I'm not going to get into that. You know, that's his personal decision. That's his personal choice and thoughts, I guess. Well, if I changed my mind, Trisha, Peter and I, we've talked about it. And if, you know, like, we're both under the understanding that I could change my mind. Oh my God, I can't adopt. No, I'm Bree Olson. I'm not allowed to adopt. No adoption agency would ever. It would have to be my own. Well, it is the way it is. The government is so fucked. You know, like, they'll send little girls to be in foster homes with men that are raping them and molesting them. But I have this, you know, huge house. I'm such a caring, giving woman, and I could never foster kids. I'm not allowed to foster kids, but fucking disgusting men that are ruining these young girls' lives are allowed to have them. It's fucking sick. It's sick. I would easily foster. I mean, that would be like a dream for me, would be able to, and not even babies. I would love to take in girls. You know, I wonder if I could get involved with an agency where I could do that, you know, because I would imagine a lot, especially the older girls, that they have been in situations that I've been in when it comes to sexual abuse, the sex industry, whatever. And, you know, being able to guide and foster girls like that instead of putting them in terrible situations with these men. Oh God. Like, it's crazy that there's more foster dads that sexually abused than isn't. It's insane. I mean, I was in places with girls that, you know, were in foster care. That's the biggest reason that I didn't tell anyone what I was going through, because I already knew at a very young age how foster care was. I would rather deal with the abuse I was putting up with than go into foster care. There was no way. Ever. Sorry, I have to do my cleavage because I got these weird fucking red spots all over. Yeah. Yeah, gotta create your own box, yeah. And then, you know, that could be very fulfilling, too, is doing that. Helping other children. That's so sick, Chief. That's so fucking sick. Why don't get married ever? Why? Virginia, what? About 2 hours, June? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sizzle. I hope to reach people, change things. I really hope that the book opens opportunities for me to work as a complete activist, to work only in that arena. And, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't think that the actual act of porn is bad. You know, like, I love fucking. I love it. And I love watching a woman get fucked. But what I don't like is I often know what the woman that's getting fucked, what she went through to get there. So that bothers me too. It bothers me to think that she most likely was raped or molested or, you know, some other things in a bad childhood, and also the things that come from the financial side of the adult industry. Like the royalties and things like that. Did something just happen to the scope? No, it's fine. Never mind. Thank you for my hearts. Yeah. But I mean, the general act of porn, and that's, I fucking hate, are you guys still there? I'm gonna have to start a new scope. I don't like that one video that came out of me, and I cannot believe it ranks so high in the Google, when people Google my name now, it's one of the first things that come up. It drives me fucking nuts. But I hate that video because it makes me look like I'm totally one way, and I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm very much in the middle. It's a very complicated and intricate viewpoint that I have. I'm not extreme one way or the other on it. There's several components that go into the entirety of how I feel about it, and I hate that they edited that piece and made it look, you know, in their benefit. They wanted to make it look as dramatic as possible, and it's not an accurate depiction whatsoever. Which one? Just Google my name. If you just Google Bree Olson and scroll a few down, boom, there it is. I mean, they must have paid Google so much, like, to get people to get up that high. It's insane to me that they were able to get up that high. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna there's something going on with the scope. I'm gonna end this one and I'll come back in a few minutes. Bye.